My Miami with Cricket Snow. In this episode, we visit 2 Midtown, a residential condo designed by her firm, Ziskovich Architects. The building, which includes space for retail, is within Midtown Miami, an urban infill development master planned by Ziskovich that attempts to integrate what had been a massive cargo container yard with the city grid and the surrounding neighborhoods. Cricket, tell us first about the design decisions that resulted in 2 Midtown's 3 distinct volumes.
The 3 distinct volumes that you'll see in this building are the high-rise, the mid-rise, and then the low-rise townhomes. Each of them sort of address, in design terms, a different lifestyle. You have loft apartments, you have loft units, you've got live-work, you have retail on the ground floor. In terms of a larger scale, in terms of the urban scale, if you will, the high-rise addresses the major corridor, which is Biscayne Boulevard and 2nd Avenue. And of course the rail line also runs along that edge. And then as you move to the west side of the building, the scale drops, and so you go to the mid-rise and then eventually to the townhomes, where you can see the surroundings are much more pedestrian. The wider sidewalks, the retail at the ground floor, so that it hits the sidewalk with active uses as well.
And how about some of the details that really catch your eye? What do you like most about the project?
Some of the things that I really like about the building itself and how it responds to the site and what makes it unique to Miami is the way that the building deals with some of its balconies and some of the sort of traditional ideas about Florida living, such as the Florida room, the outdoor living room, and those are some of the things that you see on a much larger scale in this building. So, for example, in the mid-rise, which you can see here, what happens is we don't have protruding balconies, but instead what we have are inset balconies, or really full living rooms that are outside. So it's a reinterpretation of the idea of the Florida room. Because here, it's nice to be able to live outside. We should take advantage of that and not always have sort of just the cantilevered balcony. And one of the other gestures that you see on the north side of the building is the large outdoor living room with the wood ceiling. And that really, I think, more addresses the scale of the high-rise. It's actually in the mid-rise portion, but as you drive on the highway, you can actually see that piece of the building. It was a gesture towards scale and also towards outdoor living.
Bernard Ziskovich is a proponent of something called real urbanism. Can you talk a little bit about how this project demonstrates his real urbanism philosophy?
I'm a big believer myself, and in fact, what this project did in terms of its planning and zoning is it really dealt with the context. People talk about form-based codes and they talk about Euclidean codes, and really what this was it was a zoning code that grew out of really what was right for this place. And what was right for this place came from its surrounding context and came from the fact that it really was a site that separated neighborhoods. And at the end of the day, what we needed to do was reconnect and create a lively, active space. And I think that that's been successful. So really from beginning to end, this entire urban design was about connectivity and really about revitalizing this part of the city.